Hey everyone, welcome back to the Rooster's Den. I'm Jaime Hernandez, and today we're taking another deep dive into the world of cEDH with one of my favorite cEDH commanders. This is a commander that isn't popular in the cEDH world, but I've built the deck as a cEDH deck, and I've had lots of success with it. But first, if you're liking my content, please do not forget to hit like and subscribe. We're getting ever so close to that 300 subscriber mark. Once we do that, we'll hit our first milestone for the Secret Lair giveaway. At the 300, 600, and 900 subscriber mark, I'll be giving one of 3 Secret Lairs away: the Horizon Forbidden West, the God of War Norris, or the Uncharted. At the 300, they get to choose one. At the 600, they get to choose another. And the 900 subscriber mark gets the last one. And as the channel continues to grow, I will have bigger and better prizes. Alright guys, but enough of that. Let's go ahead and get into the deck tech. You know what we got to do first though. Hit the music. Today we're taking a look at Galazeth Prismari, a commander that turns artifacts into pure spell casting momentum. Galazeth is a 3/4 flyer that you cast for 2 blue and a red that reads: when Galazeth Prismari enters the battlefield, create a treasure. Artifacts you control have tap, add 1 mana of any color. Spend this mana to cast only instants and sorcery spells. Galazeth isn't about racing to a turn 2 win, he's about overwhelming the table. When he enters, he brings treasures with him, and from that point on, every artifact we control becomes mana source specifically designed to fuel instants and sorceries. This is a deck built as a Prismari Spellstorm list, blending fast artifact mana, treasure engines, and cost reducers to play at instant speed while maintaining constant pressure on the stack. Instead of committing all into a single line, we layer multiple engines, wheels, breach loops, copy effects, and spell-based combos, forcing our opponents to answer every threat after threat. You'll see cards in this deck like Underworld Breach, Brain Freeze, Dualcaster Mage, Niv Mizzet, acting as clean win conditions, backed by some of the strongest blue and red interaction in the format. The goal is to generate so much mana and card flow that even when our opponents interact, we're still the ones dictating the pace of the game. If you enjoy expressive turns, stack-heavy gameplay, and winning through resource dominance rather than raw speed, this Galazeth Prismari list delivers exactly that. So let's break down how the deck turns artifacts into art and art into win. Let's break the deck down. This deck starts off with 3 planeswalkers. They are Rowan, Scholar of Sparks, and Ral, Storm Conduit, whose stack's ability reduced the cost of instant sorceries by 1, and Ral, Crackling Wit, who gives us a major storm payoff. Then we go to the creatures. We have 19 of them. They are Goblin Electromancer, Harmonic Prodigy, Hexing Squelcher, Ral, Monsoon Mage, Academy Manufacturer, Bergi, God of Storytelling, Chrome Host Seed Shark, Dualcaster Mage, Imperial Recruiter, Viran, Voice of Duality, Vivi Orniteer, Sorn, Archmage Emeritus, Displacer Kitten, Storm Kiln Artist, Storm Splitter, Urza, Lord High Artificer, Pinnacle Monk, and Niv Mizzet Prawn. Next we come to the sorceries. They are Crackle with Power, Expressive Iteration, Molten Duplication, Twin Flame, Jessica's Will, Time Twister, Wheel of Fortune, Windfall, and Time Warp. Then we come to the instants of our deck. They are Flusterstorm, Mystical Tutor, Parnify, Rapid Hibernization, Brain Freeze, Comet Storm, Cyclonic Rift, Dramatic Reversal, Electro Dominant, Mana Drain, Return the Favor, Deflecting Swap, Fierce Guardianship, Flame of Anor, Force of Negation, Frantic Search, Invert Polarity, Force of Will, Big Score, Unexpected Windfall, and Spell Swindle. Now we come to the heart of the deck, and that is the artifacts. Each of them do double duty as utility pieces and mana rocks at the same time. They are Chrome Mox, Lion's Eye Diamond, Mox Amber, Mox Diamond, Mox Jasper, Mox Opal, Mana Vault, Soul Ring, Arcane Signet as our mana rocks. Then we have Soul Guide Lantern, Collector's Vault, Howling Mine, Lightning Greaves, Ruby Medallion, Sapphire Medallion, the One Ring, Unwinding Clock, and Isochron Scepter. Now onto the enchantments. They are Curiosity, Mystic Remora, Proph's Eidetic Memory, Underworld Breach, Price of Glory, Rhystic Study, and Dress Down. Finally, the deck runs 22 lands, and some of the main ones are Ancient Tomb, Isengard, Saruman's Fortress, Manamo, School of Water's End, Mistwright Village, Rivendell, Scalding Tarn, Steam Vents, Volcanic Island, and Command Tower. So let's talk about how this deck closes the game, because it really doesn't just rely on one combo, it wins by layering pressure until the table can't keep up. At its core, this deck turns artifacts into mana and mana into spells. With Galazeth in play, our mana rocks, treasures, and utility artifacts tap for any color that can cast an instant and sorcery, which lets us chain spells together far more efficiently than most decks at the table. The most efficient win line in the deck is Underworld Breach. With Breach on the battlefield, cards like Brain Freeze, Lion's Eye Diamond, and Wheel Effects let us repeatedly cast spells from our graveyard. Once we build the storm count high enough, Brain Freeze mills us and our opponents. Wheels refill our hand. Brain Freeze mills out our opponents so we can win the game. Also, Wheels refill our hand, and mana from LED or Galazeth powered by artifacts keeps the loops going. And once the engine is online, we either mill out the table entirely or generate enough mana and storm count to finish the game on the spot. Another clean way to win is through Dualcaster Mage. When we pair Dualcaster Mage with Twin Flame or Molten Duplication, we create infinite hasty dualcasters, which immediately end the game through combo or ETB triggers. Which makes this line especially strong is that every piece is good on its own. Twin Flame and Molten Duplication copies the best creature spell, and Dualcaster doubles as interaction. Next, Niv Mizzet Prawn acts as both a draw engine and a win condition. With Curiosity attached, every card we draw turns into damage, which draws into more cards, which snowballs into a table kill. Even without Curiosity, Niv Mizzet pressures life total by simply doing what the deck already wants to do: cast spells and draw cards. The deck could also win by simply overwhelming the table with spells. Cards like Rao Storm Conduit, Viran Voice of Duality, Storm Kiln Artist, and our copy effects turn every spell into mana, damage, and additional value. In those games, we don't need a single infinite combo. We just generate a massive storm count, producing an absurd amount of mana, and finish with a lethal spell or repeatable triggers our opponents cannot interact with. Now you must be asking yourself, how can this deck win in cEDH? The reason these win conditions work in cEDH is that they're all backed by strong interaction. We're not racing blindly. We're sculpting our hands with wheels and protecting our spells with free counter spells and choosing the right moment to explode. Galazeth gives us both mana efficiency, blue gives us the stack control, and red gives us the velocity. When all three come together, this deck just doesn't win, it buries the table. This deck wins by turning artifacts into momentum and momentum into inevitability. Once we start chaining spells, the game ends very quickly. And that's Galazeth Prismari. The list leans fully into the Prismari identity. Expressive spell chains, layered with interaction, and explosive turns where stacks become our battlefield. Whether we're looping spells into the Underworld Breach, stealing wins with Dualcaster Mage, or simply overwhelming the table with raw spell velocity, this deck always dictates the pace of the game. If you enjoy a cEDH deck tech that rewards tight sequencing, stacks awareness, and knowing when exactly to pull the trigger, Galazeth Prismari is an absolute blast to pilot. If you like this breakdown, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the Rooster's Den, and let me know in the comments what commander you want to see next. Thanks for watching. I'm Jaime Hernandez with the Rooster's Den. I'll see you guys next time.